Okay, this is a 2004 Cadillac Seville STS. This is the left rear door panel. In order to take it off, first of all, down at the bottom, get it in the light, there's one screw you have to take out. Phillips head screw. It's the only one at the bottom. However, where you grasp the panel to open the door, there's a flap. It seems a little awkward, but this flap has to be raised up. And inside there, underneath the flap, get it in the light, there's going to be two Phillips screws that you're going to have to take out right there. Okay, that seems very awkward because you have to actually bend the material that makes up the door panel. And that just seems very strange that they would design something like that, but that's how it's made. And that's what you need to know, basically. The other thing is that behind where you open the door, there's a panel. Small plastic panel, you have to be careful with it. But take it out with a small screwdriver or other flat object that's small. And once you get that out, there's another Phillips screw located directly under that panel as well. Okay. Now, need a third hand. Okay. You can see where that screw goes. So that's three Phillips head screws. The door lock has a screw holding the trim, but it doesn't have to come out. The door lock will slide right out through that hole. After you get those three screws out, basically you pry around the edges of the door panel because you've got these pull clips here, 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 and then on the other side. So those have to come out as well. Now, that's just a matter of popping it out. You got to be careful though. And then there's a main plug that connects from the door, a wire that hangs out and comes into this big plug here. And it has a handle on it that it locks it in place. And when you unplug it, you have to grasp that pretty hard and just pull it. It's not real easy. You have to pull it pretty hard. It feels like it's going to break or something, but it will release, and when it does, then it allows that big plug to come out. And of course, the other thing that you have is there's a cable that comes from the door latch that hooks right into right here, and that's fairly simple. It's just it's a little Z-bend that goes through that, and this little clip locks onto after it's in the hole there, this little thing locks onto the Z-bend sideways like that. So what you have to do is you just have to get under it and pop it loose. It'll pop off, and then you can work the Z-bend out. But before you do that, there's a retainer that holds the end of the cable into the panel right here, and I'll go out and show you that right quick. Okay, this little retainer right here goes into the panel, and what you have to do is you have to release this little tab by pushing it out away from the panel, and then it'll allow the retainer to slide back. There's a slot right here. It'll slide back and then out. And then here's the little Z-bend that I was talking about that sits right in this area right here. Then you've got, after you get the panel off, then you're going to have a plastic piece that has 10 of these little push clips. And the way those work, you push them in like that, and then they'll release and come back. The whole clip will come out. In order to put them back in, you're going to have to push them back in, you know, where that they're actually protruding out about 1/4 of an inch, and then you can reinstall them, and then you just push them in till they're just level, and that's how those work. After that, you've got this plastic panel that pops off, and there is a wiring harness that unplugs from a little black box right here. It's got 3 plugs. It's very simple. You just push the release. There's a release on the plugs. There's 3 of them, and as you push the release on the plugs, they'll pop out of this box right here. Then you just go ahead and pull that through. This panel is very brittle, very brittle. It's already cracked, and I heard it crack a little bit more just then. So you have to be real careful with these plastic panels. They don't do a lot. They just basically are holding a wire harness to a little black box that is part of the process of what makes the window work. But anyway, that's the plastic panel with the little black box. And after that, the wires are hanging out, and the door's pretty well exposed where you can get to it. I didn't see a whole lot of really detailed information on this, so I decided to make a video on it. So there you go. I hope it helps. God bless you.